Hi everyone, welcome to the first movie crew review. Obviously today we watched Enzo Ferrari.
Alrighty, so the movie stars Adam Driver as the main character Enzo, and it also stars Penelope Cruz and Shailene Woodley.
So the film follows the 1957 Mille run of the Ferrari cars and a kind of struggle between trying to keep the company afloat at that time. It's very concentrated in that specific set year.
Yeah.
And it kind of struggles not only with the company but more focuses on the family aspect.
The personal
of
life, yeah.
Him keeping his wife happy and trying to keep a marriage afloat while he's got his Gumar, played by Shailene Woodley. So yeah, it's a really out there film.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I could say it's interesting. It definitely was not what I perceived it to be. It definitely was more on the drama side of things.
It was so
purely drama with a triangle of love.
I would say the main focus of the movie was the love triangle.
The love triangle, yes.
So, and then you had Ferrari versus Maserati, little bit.
Yeah,
there
which
wasn't
was-
much of that.
Yeah.
Look,
But
to be
it-
honest, it was Ford versus Ferrari, but slow. There was no every
slower,
time
yes.
that they tried to introduce some kind of catalyst, it just kind of got washed out. So there was no real, like the race. It didn't really feel like there was stakes. Whereas in Ford versus Ferrari, it felt like there was stakes of you have to win, you have to win. It just kind of got washed out a bit for me. I did
Yeah, but you
enjoy
know
it.
what? The tension, you know where I felt the tension most? Was when the trial.
Yes.
And I
That
didn't
was
even
the
know
only-
what the time they had to
Yeah.
get, didn't understand what the hell was going on. And the tension I felt just even when Maserati was going to do what they were doing, and they were just in the church with the stopwatch. Oh, my heart was racing because I go, what is happening? Like,
Okay.
what are we going to
But
do?
Apart from that scene, all the racing scenes, I felt like the camera was just too locked in, or either was too shaky. Like the scenes, all the racing scenes, they didn't flow properly. Like it was just too jarring for me. I didn't feel the tension especially the main race. I just didn't feel any tension.
Yeah, it was very much.
The tension in the main race didn't exist.
There was
Didn't
no
exist.
tension. There was.
But
there was
I don't
nothing.
think that's their fault. I think it's
know.
history's fault.
You
Does
know,
that make
one
sense?
One
No.
problem I have.
No?
One problem I have is Patrick Dempsey's character.
Yes.
What was he? English, Italian, American?
Oh,
I don't
Can
know.
we
no
just
idea.
talk about their accents just going on and off?
Yeah. Penelope Cruz, fair enough. She
Yeah,
comes
she was
from a
great.
non-English speaking background,
Yes.
and she did really good with her
Yeah,
dialogue.
Shailene
I mean-
Woodley. I don't know what she was.
don't
Was
know
she?
what-
I
What's
think
the
she was-
character's
I
name?
think she was French. I don't really
I
know.
have no idea. But I don't know her
And
story.
I love her, but in this one, she
Her
didn't hit it
story-
home for me.
Shailene Woodley's character name is Linda Lardi, and apparently she's Italian. I could be wrong.
I don't think she was
I
there
think
much.
the best accent we had was from the accountant when he said my favourite line. He goes, "Oh, why are we going broke?" And he goes, "You spend more money than you make."
Yeah.
The rest, the Italian accent's not there, not that
No,
much.
hold on. When the guy gives the kid the banana.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanted the
Okay.
banana?
Yeah,
All
he
right,
sounded like a Mario extra.
there is this supposed to be intense scene, and then we have the banana scene in between, and then the one scene is the car is like going somewhere. Supposed to be like a comedic scene, right way when there should be a lot of tension.
Yeah.
It just like takes you out.
Yeah, look, I mean, as a dramatic piece, yes, it was a good film in my opinion. I enjoyed it as a dramatic film, but it didn't have that kind of, stakes that I like. If I didn't see the end of the film and I didn't know what happened, I wouldn't go. And it's very concentrated because they don't really give you a lot of information at the end of the film with the write-up. Usually they give you a bit more detail.
Yeah,
I
it
found
was
it
just
was
sort
still
of-
left
Yeah.
up in the air, like there was still detail that was missing.
Because it's a lot of time. There was a big gap, and then they covered the
Yeah.
time when she dies, and that's it. Like, they didn't cover that in between.
Yeah, we
like
don't,
after
we don't
the end of
really
the
know
movie.
what happens, what his plans are for, because we know that, and the film starts out with it, that he's going broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we honestly don't know how it gets resolved. And without the Ford v Ferrari film,
Which
if
I
you
haven't
don't,
seen.
yeah, if
Which
I
June
haven't
hasn't
seen. I haven't seen it either.
but
Yeah, so
without
both
that,
of
you don't
us.
know.
Yeah.
Like, could you tell me what happened?
What?
No idea.
Exactly, exactly. And that's one of the
Yes.
key aspects. Like, we get that scene at the end when he's talking to Fiat, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
nothing's really happening. Let's be honest. It's very
Correct.
much
Yeah,
early talks, and
it is.
yeah, I think that the film would have benefited if we had a longer period of time. If we started with a younger Enzo when Dino was still alive.
Yeah,
But
so
I
we
think
could
that's
see
too
why
cut and dry with how cinema is
Yes,
now.
true.
So
They
they
wanted to
wanted
maybe
a
change
different.
something like, yeah.
So now the new thing is let's focus on
One
a very
particular time, yeah.
specific time because they did try and explain the past during the movie, but I still got a bit lost with that.
So I think they tried during one of the like performances. They were giving a bit of
Like
a back.
just a
yeah,
little bit,
bit.
little
It was
bits.
just so little though.
Yeah,
I just
like
couldn't
it.
figure out
I
much.
lost. Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't really understand. to be honest.
Personally, it was because I didn't know how he got apart from his wife, and the death of Dino was
Yes.
never really in the film. It's just explained that, you know, he's dead. We're 1 year after his death.
Yeah.
You don't really have any emotion to that kind of
Yeah,
death and
correct.
the separation and the, I don't know, they don't give him much detail in the actual
Nah, yeah.
in what has happened in the film, other than it's very centric around a particular race, and it's very much in the year 1957. We're not really getting much time travel.
Like,
And yeah,
and
that's mainly
okay, there's a scene in. So this is not a spoiler. There's a scene in the trailer about a crash.
Yeah, a
Yes,
major
it's there.
crash. Yeah.
And first of all, I don't think it should be in the trailer. I think that could have been a little bit surprising element for in the movie.
Nah, because they didn't give everything away.
I know, but what follows after that crash, I actually laughed a bit. So I think
Really?
Yes.
That actually hit me. If I didn't see that whole scene, like if they just sort of just
No,
did a normal car
okay.
crash, hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
If they just did a normal and they cut it out,
Yeah.
like they didn't do the pan or
Yeah.
anything, right? No spoilers. I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have hit home to me.
Okay.
Even if they went to the news and said blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
I understand. I'm not saying. I'm saying. All right. They show after the crash, like the crash ends. There's this scene about someone passed away. The shot they showed was just. I think it was a very bad choice. This like the CGI thing, the effects they showed.
Yeah, I
that
know what you're
those
saying.
effects,
That
like,
was the least realistic thing
realistic
that
thing.
they
I
captured.
thought it was like from Evil Dead or something. Like that's what I felt. So.
I don't know. Because I think that's the last thing they pan to, so that's why the thing.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
why
always
it's
like
so
it stays
engraving in
whatever,
your head.
Yeah,
If
it
it
is.
was,
I think
it was like in the middle, you wouldn't have noticed it as much.
And
Does
I
that make
think
sense?
there was earlier in the scene, you meet random characters that become into that scene, which is
Yes.
Yeah,
quite good.
yes,
It gives it a
you
bit
have-
more emotion.
Oh
'cause-
yeah, 100%.
that's-
If
that's
that
what-
if
that's
that
what
wasn't
happens.
there, oh look,
But,
not to
okay.
sound bad, it would have pulled me out.
But
But
that
yeah,
was the only point.
The
like
trailer
the-
really does that. It has two main accidents in the film, and both are in the trailer. And because you know we're getting to the end of the film, you know it's got to happen at some point.
And you
So
know the
start to
scenery, because
yeah,
they show the
you know
scenery
the
through
scenery.
the trailer a couple times, and then you know.
Plus, all right. Apart from the main characters,
Yeah.
they focus on another character, and so we sort of you can just connect the dots, like what's gonna happen when the scenery comes, like so like there was no element of surprise. This is,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to say. I mean, 9 movies out of 10 will spoil in a major scene in the trailer. That's
Yeah,
just how
yeah,
life is at the
sure.
moment, and it's
Okay,
pretty.
yeah,
It's pretty
alright.
crap.
It is.
But I'm glad they didn't show everything.
True.
But
Like
But
that
it
scene,
Yeah.
it still had surprise there for me anyway.
Alright, for
I
you.
didn't.
Yeah.
know.
I would agree with that.
True.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
I-
shock value still hits you.
Yeah, and I mean,
This is still shock.
with this kind of film, it's more of a dramatic, like it's the actors driving the film. It's not the events driving the film.
Yeah, correct.
So if you have a bad set of actors, even though we like pan the accents, like their acting in terms of dramatic work was
Yeah.
still really quite good. And
Yeah.
I mean, they really drove home the film. not to pardon the pun because I've been waiting to use that. But yeah, they really did bring it home.
Nah. All right. So how many Ferraris out of 10 are you going to give this movie, Moon?
6 Ferraris.
Yeah.
John?
I'll give it 8.5 Ferraris out of 10.
I'll give it 7 Ferraris out of 10.
Okay. Well.
All right. If you like this review, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for everyone who's already subscribed, and we'll see you for the next review. Cheers, guys. Ciao.